The PLL.
The hell is that?
The Premier Lacrosse League.
I came in with my ex, like Celine, the flex. Bumping Justin Bieber, the fever and left. She know what she need, or she blessed. Giving you my best. Yeah, I got my heart on my sleeve with a knife in my back. What's with that? 21, I love him, then my brother, that's my stack. Metro made the beat, so you know that it's gon' slap. She on my nerves. She think that I need her. Kick her to the curb. All I know is you could've had the world. Had the world. Yeah, you were my world.
Got these girls on my neck. Got these girls on my check. Like Selena, baby, on my Gina, baby, yeah. She thinking a Lambo for a drive. It's on my friend's door. Then she way out the store. I got my heart on my sleeve with the city on my back.
Only the championship left to go, and boy, we got the 4-box back. That's right, the whole crew is here. Lloyd, Brenny, Rossi, Newbie, and Squad Ride's officially dead. Atlas even more officially dead. Aaron Rodgers, not officially dead, but season is essentially done.
Yeah.
We've been talking all football long pre-show, but we're here on Net Profits to talk a little PLL, and we know you're focused on the NFL. So we'll get you a little recap. We'll get you a little early preview because we do have one more show before championship weekend as there's a little 2-week layoff, but squad, hell yeah, it feels good to have all 4 of us back together. How we doing, crew?
Doing good, man. We NFL's back. Week 1 was sensational. PLO games not so sensational. I'm sure we'll talk about those, but very glad with the way that the PLO games this weekend that I had Sunday, kind of to recoup after the games and cash on the Cowboys, cash on some late stuff to save the evening. Because my God, I mean, the squad rise on this show might be the worst bets that we have ever seen placed in the history of PLL bets.
Well, that's the thing is so often when everybody's on one play, I love going the other way. And it just so happens that it's truer than ever in the PLL. When we all agree, but honestly, fading can be just as good as riding with. So we woke Brenny up out of sleep just to be like, dude, we're betting the Cannons this week, Brenny. We're doing it. And he was just he was like, whatever, we're squad ride. So sorry we did that to you, Brenny.
Called Brady, bro, we're riding Cannons. Brady's like, fuck it, I'm down. Let's ride.
Dude, I was so down.
Dude.
I actually loved it. Like, I had to think about it for a second, and I was kind of foggy, and I was like, wait, the Cannons? I've always liked the Cannons. And I was like, wait, they're playing the Dogs. And I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a squad. Normally I'm the last one. You two are like squad ride. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like that pick, guys, like that one time. And then I was like, I freaking love it. So that's how you knew that it was going to be a double-digit blowout. Other than that,
brutal.
Right when he said that,
NFL's back, but I don't really like the layover, guys, until championship game.
I'm with you. It makes it tougher to bet because I love like riding spots, riding this, riding that. But Rossi is back with us, and she's not wearing Atlas shit. No, she's wearing
Rossi,
bird stuff.
baby.
So we at least got a win there. But we haven't seen you since the Atlas got absolutely caked. So how you been since we last talked?
I mean, if you know me, you know football is my main deal. I'm so happy that it's back. Like, it's actually unreal. I don't even want to speak on the Atlas. Like, I don't know who that is.
I don't claim them.
Who that is. I regret not passing up, the paperwork to switch teams.
We tried how many times to get raw? Wow, she was literally like, oh, I thought you were literally like, fuck this. If you're making me talk about the Atlas again, fuck this, I'm out.
The Atlas just, and now I'm feeling dumb because I could have went Archers.
Could have been with the Archers.
But to be fair, I did predict Archers Water Dogs at some point in the stream.
Oh, you're right.
If we can just run that back real quick. I don't know where it is, but I know I did.
Run the tape.
We
did hear the tape. We're going to have to send our man searching
pull it back to the files, but we can go through them and we'll try to find it.
In terms of in terms of NFL being back, that is my main thing to bet on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so ecstatic that it's back. I placed some bets for Eagles Patriots, but obviously they didn't go as planned just because I'm already a little biased, but you got to sweat a bet in person. And then Jets, I was watching the game last night and I'm like, you know what? They were down by a touchdown. And I'm like, they're plus 1,000 down by a touchdown. I was like, those are really good odds. I didn't place it. And of course,
there it is.
Nope, not even a minute and a half later. You asked my girlfriend, a minute and a half later, what's his name? Whitehead intercepts Josh Allen for the third time. The odds go to like plus 560. I'm like, there's no point. And then they're down in the line. Then they score a touchdown, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like I was
10-1. You gotta hammer the 10-1. I don't.
Staring down 10-1 with a Jets defense that looked like that last night. It was.
I know.
It was
and it
good
too, because even before the game, I had a really good parlay that I created. Whipping it up, and we had we're in New York for New York Fashion Week right now, and we were going to some event that we had to go to the ferry on, and we were coming back from the event, and while I was on water, I couldn't put the bet in because
we're in international waters.
Oh man,
you couldn't get your geolocation.
And then water's
literally in New York. You can't place a bet when you're on water, and the game started as soon as I got off the damn ferry. So honestly, I think it ended up getting.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Location is everything. Timing is everything, and that shows it. Because if you can't get the bet in, you're screwed. If you're staring at a 10-1 for too long, you're screwed. So this is like the almost edition. Like Rossi comes back and she's like, I almost switched to the Archers as my team. I almost got a 10-1. So man, that's
parlay almost banged.
It's
tough, man. It's a tough season. Tough way to start the season for all the fellas this year.
It is. It's terrible.
What was
bring up? I know Brenny, we don't need to talk about our Bengals on this show.
Oh my gosh.
I tell you what, and again, we don't have to talk about it and go in depth of it. I know we're on Net Profits PLL show, but my goodness, there's two teams that got an F this week, and I did not think outside of the Giants they get an F. My Bengals got an F. And honestly, if there was another letter probably lower on the scale, I'd give them that number instead, or that letter instead. It was unbelievably just piss poor all over the place. It ruined my whole Sunday, to be honest. It ruined my entire Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry, can we just pause this real quick? I'm seeing a notification that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have been quietly hanging out.
Oh,
that's pretty big.
Travis Kelce, get it,
man. See, Travis Kelce, he doesn't play last week.
Well,
he doesn't play last week. They lose. He's out with T Swift.
Right now. I'm the biggest
kind of teammate is that?
So this would be the couple of the century.
That's a good-looking couple.
Yeah, that's
if we're being honest.
Couple. That's a powerhouse couple too.
That's why Travis was out. That's why Travis was out last week.
They're getting married. I'm the flower
bad blood.
Well, I mean, at some point, somebody has to bring up that what Travis Kelce was doing. I mean, he really could have played, didn't play. Now he's with T Swift. I mean, what's going on? I mean, Mahomes is helpless. But Kadarius Toney can't catch footballs. Travis Kelce's on the bench. Travis Kelce's a Swiftie?
Well, of course he is. He went to her concert.
I did see that, Rossi. You're right. I did see he went to her
concert and was like, I tried to give her a friendship bracelet
and she wanted more than the friendship bracelet. She was trying to move that thing up.
She did, newbie. You sent it out.
She's an Eagles fan, so
go Bird. Bring him to Philly. Swift needs to bring him to Philly. That's what needs to happen. This is unreal. We're breaking news here.
Sorry about it. Sorry about the interruption.
This is huge. This is bigger. We have 2 weeks to talk about this PLL game. We need to know what's happening with Swift and Kelce. That's right. You were talking about how chalked the Bengals were, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know that I'm a PLL guy. It was tough this past weekend. 14-6 Archers Redwoods, 17-6 Water Dogs Cannons. So when they're going toe-to-toe with the NFL, it's tough for them to really, break through and have a lot of conversation drive in the timeline when both of the games were blowouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's where us, as what we try to do on this show is, a lot of people then aren't betting the PLL. So we try to find the sharp side and hammer.
Exactly.
And well, I'll just say that, the side that we found was about as sharp as a spoon. So that's where, we ran into some issues this past weekend.
Sometimes it'd be like that though, man. And honestly, like with how well the Cannons were playing, I think we missed factoring in how quietly good the Water Dogs have been. Because the reality is, like, when Dylan Ward is in cage for this squad, that's the reason why they won the championship last year. And if you look across the board, the Water Dogs, even though they're not the 1 seed, like Brady, they are favored in this matchup on DraftKings and FanDuel. That was something that was a little bit surprising for me to see. But honestly, when I took a step back, it wasn't that shocking because with Ward and Cage, it's hard to score on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it really comes down to what we talk about universally in sports when we say good offense always beats good defense when it comes down to it. And these are the two best offenses consistency-wise in the league. I think when it comes to the Bloods this weekend, a lot of people saw the Archers given the Redwoods just the absolute down. You know,
everyone was on that. I tried to be overly sharp on that one where I was like, well, Redwoods, you never know. Like that was just that was never it.
The Archers are just they don't break, you know, and then
wagon
out as a slight underdog. It's kind of like a pick 'em right now, just because like all the spreads are -1.5 and the odds are way shifted. But both money lines at -115, and when you first see it, you're like, what is going on? And it looks like I have a bloody nose right now, so.
Don't die on us, bro.
Oh, look at Brenny. Brenny, no.
Gritty guy of the week here.
He just got a bloody nose randomly.
This is what happens.
This is a football guy.
Out of sleep.
No.
This is a football guy.
I need to finish.
Right,
nothing will stop me. Long story short, guys, these are the two best offenses. It's gonna be a hell of a championship game. Now let me take care of my nose.
Yeah, dude, that is unreal. Grit guy of the week, football guy of the week is Brenny Locks fighting through a nosebleed to break down how he's going to be betting this game. That's grit that you can't find anywhere else.
Oh, it's great. That's the kind of guy I want in my locker room. Brenny, that's the kind of guy that I want in my locker room. Battles.
That's a foxhole guy.
Battles through all the adversity, finishes strong. That's what I like to see.
I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. I'm sorry about that.
I'm wondering for you, and I know now that we're into football season, Rossi, like that's full steam ahead. That's what your bankroll is going to be going towards. And I know you were out at Gillette, so there's no way that you were tuning into these games. But are you surprised at all what we're seeing now that it's Water Dogs Archers? I know that you called it beforehand, but with everything that we've seen, you think we're getting the two best teams all said and done in the PLL in the championship game?
I mean, I think so. Yeah. Granted, there is some stuff. I mean, when I look at, like I said, NFL is like my main thing. When I look at lacrosse, I'm not looking at the little things. I'm more going off of record, their jerseys, how hot their players are.
All fair. All fair.
No, but I think they're the top two. I mean, Water Dogs, you could have made the case, maybe not, but I think they deserve to be there at the end of the year when it's all said and done. They gotta go through a lot to get there, and a lot of staying healthy and a lot of other factors. So I can't discredit any team and say no, they shouldn't be there. If it was someone like the Atlas or the Chrome getting there, then I would make the case like, okay, they don't deserve to be there. But no, I absolutely think those two teams should be there.
No, I'm right there with you, and I am someone who's not only looking into the stats every single week, like I'm looking into historical trends, I'm looking into player transactions, and to me, the cream definitely rose to the top. Like I wouldn't have been mad if it was Cannons and Archers, but the Water Dogs, they're the defending champs, so they know how much this takes. Archers have kind of been like always the bridesmaid, never the bride, where they haven't really been able to break through. So I'm right there with Rossi. I think these are the two best teams that we're looking at. And I know we got 2 weeks to break it down, so hopefully player props are out by next week so I can maybe drop some of those here. Yeah. But I will say, Lloyd, I'm going to throw it your way because we're looking at Water Dogs 1.5-point favorites. If you do have Caesars Sportsbook up in your state, they love being contrarians. They flipped it. They have Archers 1.5-point favorites. They're -120 on the money line. So Caesars making a stand saying Archers are favorites. The other two biggest books in America in FanDuel and DraftKings saying that the Water Dogs are the favorites. So if you like either side, you can get a nice better price by shopping it around. But I'm just wondering for you, as you look as it stands today, we got a week to look into it, week to look into injuries, all that. But anything scream out to you, totals 25.5 that you might think, hey, Probably not going to bet it 2 weeks early, but anything that starts sticking out to you as you're breaking this one down.
Yeah, man, it's actually one of the very difficult games to break down because Water Dogs just have been red hot, and that's been kind
both
of
wagons.
Yeah, both just absolute wagons, man. And I think the thing that we were worried about the most for the Water Dogs, especially going to the playoffs, was their defense. And they showed last week against Cannons, who I had a plus 900 ticket to, Atlas to beat them in the championship. That's now cooked. So all we got left is Atlas plus 200. Hopefully they can get it done. I'm gonna take the Archers, because I'm just gonna go all out, newbie. I'm either gonna win the future and I'm gonna win extra money in the game, or I'm gonna lose it all. And that's just how it goes. So, but as far as the game goes, man, it's going to be a damn good game. I'll tell you that. And I mean, there could be a lot of points scored. Like Brenny said, man, offense has really just kind of outweighed the defense, especially in PLL. It's not like that in a lot of sports, but it's in PLL it is, man, because these guys are so skilled and, they have so many moves. They're so talented. And the way these offenses, like you said, Archers, they're the champ last year. Can they do it again? It's going to be one of the better games of the year. And I'm excited that Water Dogs kind of as a sneaker, kind of a sleeper sneaker kind of to get in there, because I would have told you, and I didn't place the bet, Cannons Archers was what I was going to think would be the championship without a doubt. So I'm very excited to see. Obviously, it sucks for my ticket, but I think this is probably the best matchup game that we could get in the championship. So very excited to see it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brenny? Yeah, go ahead, brother. I was just going to ask for you. What's your early lean on this one? We'll give some early leans. We'll give the official picks next week, but how are you looking at this one?
Yeah, I'm looking at it from a network perspective right now, depending on based on what Lloyd just said. When we see Super Bowls, or especially in college sports, like the college football playoff, I always feel like Notre Dame or Ohio State's getting a nod over another one-loss team. And it comes down to, they got that nod because they bring in the TV money. We're not talking about in the PLL because we don't have cities, massive fan bases where we can pick up and ping engagement like other sports, college, NFL football, etc. However, for the network, I think this is the best possible matchup because there's going to be a ton of highlights. There's going to be a ton of offense, and it is no doubt going to be a good game because I think these odds makers are spot on. This is about as coin flip of a championship you can get. And nobody likes those championship games or one of those underdogs goes on a run and then they're, plus 300 in the championship game?
Yeah.
March Madness. But, this is kind of mano-a-mano, two best offenses in the league, if you ask me. Archers making the championship for the first time. Going to be a very special weekend in a couple weeks.
I love the breakdown, and I got the light of God shining in on me right now. So I think whatever I say is going to be an absolute lock because I literally am inspired by the Lord and Savior above me right here. But I'm wondering for you, Rossi, early lean on this one, Water Dogs, Archers. Anything that you have to ride with the Archers at this point. Like you had your chance. You can't leave them now, can you?
Yeah. Well, first, what Brenny said is spot on too. I think.
Agreed.
A lot of people talk about, especially with bigger leagues like the NBA and the NFL, there's other factors contributing to maybe ratings or the refs calling something. But with the PLL, I think it's a lot more based on just raw talent and how good teams are purely. That being said, if I had to pick one, I would just lean Archers just because of how dominant they've been the whole season. But Water Dogs, I think they're right there with them. So we'll see. But I do know one thing's for certain is that when I go to bet this game, I am betting my gut. I'm not freaking saying, I should have done that or I should have whatever. That's just
don't stare at it for too long and miss out at a 10-1. Don't let yourself do it.
Yeah, Rossi, get off the water. Get off the water.
Get off the damn boat and put
I'm
that
actually
bet in.
fishing, guys. I'm fishing that day of the finals. So I can't bet.
That's brutal. We'll figure out a way to get it in for you. But pause. But guys, we got a message from our guy, Long Money Ball Larry. He was saying, hey, how you're looking at how the line is split, how Caesars has them favored, and how DraftKings and FanDuel has the other team favored. Could you bet both sides and lock in a profit? You could. But with the juice that they make, it's impossible. Neither of them are plus money on either book. So they basically have it lined as a pick 'em. DraftKings has taken their customary 5 cents, minus 115 both ways on the pick 'em line. That's just the nature of sports betting right now. On FanDuel, Water Dogs are minus 118, Archers minus 104. But then when you go on over to Caesars, it's minus 110, Archers are minus 120. And then you could say, oh, maybe I could, take the 1.5 both ways and try and, middle that and have it be a 1-goal game, cash both of the tickets. Right. It's minus 150 if you want to take the 1.5 with the Water Dogs. It's minus 144 is the best price if you want to take the 1.5 with the Archers. So I love the idea, long money, but as far as the numbers break out, it's just that's why those sports books are really nice. They're not letting us middle this game and on either side.
Maybe on that. I'm with you 100%. I think it's sweet that at least they're giving you both sides. Take the side.
Yeah, like you have an option to get a better number on either one.
There's no really point in doing it. They're giving you both numbers that you want. So just take the one that you want and kind of ride it out, because making a small profit on this game is going to be tough, because I think it's going to be a really close game. So, especially if you're in that 1.5 range, it's going to be tough. You're going to get bit on juice. So I wouldn't do it. So take whatever side you got, man. Obviously, it's divided through sports books, which is awesome. We never get that opportunity. So take that opportunity and ride it to the moon, man.
Yeah, so if you want to know, we'll give our best bets next week. Hopefully have some props for you as well. But if you want to bet the Archers and have the best prices, it's standing here on the 12th of September. The best place to bet it is FanDuel Sportsbook. It's minus 104 if you like the Archers. If you like the Water Dogs, the best place to bet it is Caesars Sportsbook. It's minus 110. So those are your two ways to bet it. I don't even have a lean on a Tuesday, guys. But since we did a little bit shorter of a show, we're going around round table. I know that this is net profits, but it's Eagles, Vikings. Eagles 7-point favorites on Thursday Night Football. My best bet in this one, Dallas Goedert didn't even get a target against the Patriots. He was wide open several times. You think they're not showing Jalen Hurts that film? And what is Nick Sirianni like? He likes making his players happy. Dallas Goedert gets into the end zone on Thursday Night Football. Anytime touchdown score, Dallas Goedert plus 270. That's my best bet for Thursday night. Anybody else got anything?
I don't give a shit. Plus 270.
That's how we do it.
I'm going to go other side here. TJ Hawkinson is going to have a field day. Like, the Eagles have no linebackers. Our other starting cornerback, aside Darius Slay, is out of the game with a concussion. So I'm going Hawkinson. I'm going Jordan Addison too. Jordan Addison is going to be on a really bad cornerback the whole game. So just bet heavy. I don't know about Justin Jefferson. He's matching up with Darius Slay, who locked him down last year. So I wouldn't touch Justin Jefferson, but I like the Dallas Goedert pick as well. And I'll be there. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Let's go. If I was in Philly, I would be there as well. I gave the Rents the season tickets, so that they'll be going to the game as well. So bring the juice. Either you guys got anything for Thursday Night Football before we get the folks out of here?
Yeah, go ahead, Bernie.
It's difficult for me because I was on the Patriots last week, and I really thought I was pretty
brutal beat for us.
The 2-point conversion and a hold on the other side of the ball. We were right there at the time. Eagles looked really good at the start, but it seems like everybody's saying how bad they looked after that first quarter going up 16-0, and obviously they didn't look great. However, the Vikings looked even worse. That Buccaneers team is not very good, and they just lost. But it is a very strong bounce-back spot, if you ask me. I know it's a road dog, but I think that this Vikings team is more talented than the Patriots were offensively. However, their defense is not nearly as good as the Pats, so I think the number's in a perfect spot. So it's a lean with the 7 points with the Vikings just because it seems like too many points. But at the same time, guys, it's definitely not something as of Tuesday the 12th that I would be betting on right now.
I like it. Lloyd, anything Thursday Night Football, brother? I know you got your football stream coming up, so people better tune into that too. But what do you got for the folks?
Yeah, man, weird. I haven't capped that game yet. I really haven't capped too much of the upcoming slate. I've still been in moose piss from the Bengals. But, yeah, man, I kind of like Bernie. I guess I'd lean Vikings now, but that secondary is so bad that it's like, I would assume that Jalen Hurts and them boys would be able to put up a lot of points.
This game goes over 48.
I'm about to say, is that the number?
Yeah, 48 is what it's sitting at right now.
Yeah,
and Rossi's going to be in the house. They got to score for our girl Rossi. Over 48. Come on.
That's a low total.
It's not a squad ride, though. It is not a squad ride.
Not a squad ride. Not a squad ride.
Ever.
I don't even know. I think everybody on the stream today took Archers, so that means I'll bet Water Dogs.
I'll be on the Water Dogs.
Yeah, we just all magically get on the water.
We just keep switching back and forth. What's the squad ride? I want to fade it.
But no, man, if I had to pick, the over should be fine. Like Rossi brought up a great point. The secondary for the Eagles, outside of Darius Slay, did not look the best.
Missing those linebackers
in the first
too.
half, but the second half, it didn't look great. And then you got the Vikings who have struggled last week. Got a bounce back spot. It's a weird game. I would imagine it'd be pretty close. But the problem is for the 7.5, I think the Eagles are going to be able to light up that defense because the Pats defense is 10 times better than the Vikings defense. So take that into account too. And I don't know. I would like to know what the Eagles team total is, because if it's like above 23.5, I would actually love that play.
It was sitting at around, I think it's up to like 27, the Eagles team total.
That's way too high.
Which I'm surprised about.
That's too high. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I was surprised.
Over. There you go.
Yeah, Eagles team total over 27.5. That's surprising to me. That seems like way too much of the chunk of the
that is so high. That is unbelievably high.
Yeah, absurd. So, hey, we got you ready to go for Thursday Night Football. We gave you an early preview here in Net Profits of the Championship. We will be back with our final episode next week on the stream. We'll give you official picks. We'll talk some props, but loved having the crew back together. Lloyd, Rossi, Brenny, Newbie. This is Net Profits. Tell people about it. Cash those tickets.